We're doing a little bit of a different one today here. This is meant to be primarily an outdoor channel, talking about good vibes and adventures outdoors, but something significant has happened in my personal life, and so I wanted to talk about that. And that is on August, what was it? August 7th of 2026, I quit my job. I mean, I actually quit it on Monday, and then I wrapped up things by Friday. Left on good terms, but left nevertheless. So I want to talk about why did I do this, all the things that I considered, the fears that I have about it, and just share my personal story. And I'm very curious to know, for any of you out there, are you thinking about quitting your job right now, or have you thought about it? And what are the pros and cons, or the battles that you're having with it? So to start off, why? Several reasons. The first one was it was just kind of it's a bit of a weird situation. I'm not going to go into detail right now, maybe in a future video, but it just wasn't a healthy situation. It wasn't a healthy dynamic, didn't feel appreciated, didn't particularly like enjoying working for the CEO, the marketing executive. And it was just taking a toll on my mental health. I thankfully was actually sleeping okay. There were some times where it would like mess with my sleep a little bit, but it was more just the sheer feeling of dread that I felt after coming back from a vacation or just the weekend. Sunday evening would roll around and I just had that really, really awful feeling, like Sunday scaries to like another level. And that's when I knew, I'm like, you know what? This just really is not healthy. I shouldn't be feeling this way. And then, I'm 42 now, turned 42, and instead of some people who have midlife crises where they go out and buy like a Corvette or something, for me, I think my midlife crisis is I'm realizing more and more I don't want to work into my 60s. Ideally, I would love to retire by like 50 or 52. 50 would be incredible because you just don't know how many years you have, and you don't know how many of those years at the end of your life are actually going to be good years. Like you could retire at 65, and then what if your health just completely goes to shit and you can't do all the things that you want to do? I don't want that to be me. I've also had some family members lose some significant loved ones early. So my cousin lost his wife. She was only 37 to brain cancer, to a glioblastoma. So that's insane. Like I try to take care of myself. I try to be as healthy as I can, but you just never know. So I hope to live a long life, but in case I don't, all the more reason to try to get out now. And also the job was stressing me out so much I could feel it physically. Waking up in the morning, knots in my stomach. A real telling sign was going to the gym. Going to the gym, and my workouts were dog shit. I mean, I was tired, and I had a feeling like, okay, I'm not feeling good mentally because of work, but I didn't truly realize how much it was impacting my workouts until when I quit on Friday and I went to the gym that evening and had a phenomenal workout. And then Saturday, I had an amazing workout. And every time I've been in the gym now since, I've had a pretty dang solid workout. I want to start this off. This is not a brag. I am not bragging about quitting my job at all. I realize I have so much gratitude that I'm able to do this. I realize that there's a lot of people out there who are stuck in jobs they hate and they can't move because they're either paycheck to paycheck or they've got too many responsibilities, too many people depending on them, not enough saved up. I am in a very fortunate position where I can take a significant amount of time off and not have to worry about it. So I just want to acknowledge that. But in the grand scheme, when I thought about, do I continue working this job that I just really, really just draining the soul out of me? I decided no. I need a break. I want to focus a little bit more on YouTube just in the short term. I'm planning to take a few months off if I can. The job market is wild, right? You can't just snap your fingers. I could be out of work for 6 months plus. I know some people who've been out of work for a year. That sounds pretty scary in itself, but those are the things. Things working in my favor and what made this decision a bit easier is I have a loving partner, my wife, was very supportive of this move. She makes good money, so between my savings and her income, we're all set there. I told my parents after I quit, and they're of the generation where quitting without something lined up would be scary for them. They were actually really supportive too. So that was amazing. So having that support network was super 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 helpful. And I also had some friends recently. One friend took a 15-month off sabbatical, and then another gentleman I know, super super smart guy. He was fired from his corporate job for kind of standing up for something, and it was a toxic culture there as well. And then he really took some time to be intentional. He's in a profession where he could do some consulting, so he was still bringing in like 5 grand or so a month on the side. I don't have that at all. Just so you know, I've got nothing. Like the paycheck, I've got a little bit of severance. Got a little bit of severance, even though I quit. They had messed around with my role a bit, where I said, "Look, this isn't what I signed up for. Give me some severance." They agreed to a little bit of severance, and thank God I was able to qualify for the year one bonus as well, which wasn't a ton, but I'm set through August, and then we'll see how long this journey goes for. That's just where I'm at. So the question becomes, I'm excited, obviously, but what about the concerns? What are the fears I went through? Number one, this gap on the resume. I'm going to have to explain that. I think I have a good, valid story for that. I want to take some time off to travel. I want to visit my family a little bit more. So I'm not too worried about that. I think the biggest uncertainty is, you know, I mentioned how I'd love to retire at like 50 if I can. Well, not generating money is obviously not congruent with that goal. But I firmly believe that this is an important reset, an important step back to kind of step forward. But I'm still nervous. I'm still nervous. I'm actually someone who really appreciates security and stability. But I've come to realize that security in this modern corporate world, it's kind of, it doesn't really exist. Honestly, you can work at a large company and still be subject to a layoff. You can be in the startup world with B2B startups, where I've been most of my time, and still run into issues there. So like this idea that security is something that's guaranteed, it's out the window. This is a different time. So I guess if you are considering quitting your job, obviously there's that financial consideration. I know a lot of people out there will say, "Hey, make sure you have at least 6 months saved up." Maybe. Obviously, the more saved up, sure. But like depending on just how much your health is being impacted and how much of a support network you have, I potentially lower that. For example, let's say you've just got like an apartment and your expenses are low, and worst case scenario, your parents aren't too far away and they would totally take you back and you can move in with your parents. I'm sure no one wants to do that, right? Although I think millennials or Gen Z right now, I think they're doing that in record numbers. But no one wants to do that, and I totally get it. But if that's an option and it allows you to get out of a toxic situation and extend your runway because you don't have to pay rent or pay a significant less in rent, then that could be a totally viable option. I've got quite a few responsibilities. I could not move in with my parents. That's just not an option. They don't Not an option, just not an option. But I can rely a little bit more on my wife. So that's one thing, is that runway thing. All right. Sorry for the hard cut. Lighting probably looks a little different. The audio might look a little different too. I had to run to Costco real quick with the wife to get some things, and she's watching TV in the background. So I'll try to wrap this up. I've seen a few videos of people talking about how they quit their jobs and they've got, some side hustles already going on, that sort of thing. I have nothing. Like I said earlier, my plan is to be off for at least a few months, recharge, travel. I realize I might be out for longer than that. I do want to work on this channel, so wish me luck there. And if you are a small channel yourself, or you just want to support a small channel, if you want to give this a like and subscribe, that'd be amazing. This is primarily meant to be an outdoor channel. Going to go on a lot of backpacking adventures and camping adventures, and I hope that you can follow along with me for that. But on occasion, I may talk about some different things like this. I think that's a wrap. I'm going to go eat some dinner. Please give this video a like, consider subscribing if you want, and I will be back with another one soon. Thank you so much. Take care. I think I'll wrap that out. I think I will wrap this up now if you want. Oh my God. Jesus.